Hey Cam, a lot of talk so far about the summer work the team has put in, getting organized, playing together. For you as a new guy, how beneficial has that time been, and how important do you think that work is starting now, even before training camp?
Yeah, very. Just getting to know everybody, how everybody plays, the type of stuff that we're going to run, and just building that general camaraderie.
Last year, you expanded your aggressiveness as a scorer off the dribble. Was that difficult to sort of rewire your brain to being more aggressive in those moments? And do you foresee it being difficult to maybe balance now keeping that while also fitting into a team that has a lot of offensive options?
No, not at all. It was fun, actually. Being able to be put in those situations and try to figure out how to score, how to generate shots for my teammates, and how to keep the offense moving. And I don't think it'll be a problem. And what I'll do here. I'll play my game, try to complement the guys that we have, and at the end of the day, it's all about winning, man. So just doing whatever it takes to win.
What would success look like for you here? Obviously winning, the team winning, but for you personally, how would you like best to contribute to that if you could pick?
Oh, it's a tough question to answer simply. Just do what I do on a nightly basis. Bring an element of shot making, an element of defending, and just being a connector, somebody that the team trusts, the coaches trust, that my teammates trust, and trying to spin that into as many wins as possible.
Cam, with you being new to the city of Denver here, what are some of the things you've done to acclimate yourself to the city if you've had time? And what would you say some of your favorite aspects of Denver?
I golfed a little bit with some of the guys, walked around the zoo for a couple of minutes the other day. Drove around a bit, got stuck in traffic on 25. I think that, that's one of the big things about it. Took that long drive to the airport a couple times. But it's a cool city. People are cool. Everybody in this building's been great so far, and I'm excited to be here.
Cam, you're coming off your best year statistically. You played 57 games. What about durability? How many games would you like to play this year for the Denver Nuggets? How many do you feel like you're capable?
77 plus. 77 plus is my goal. Last year, the 57, it was not ideal by any means. Some of it was circumstantial, some of it was unfortunate. But I'm definitely looking to exceed that 75 mark and be available. I think that's a big thing. And, I did a lot in the offseason to make sure that I'll be in a position to do that.
Cam, welcome to Denver. Just in the modern NBA, it just feels like versatility is so much more important now. Just your level of versatility that you think you can bring to this team, and then how important it is just stepping back into playoff basketball.
That's one of the things I pride myself on. Being able to do a lot of things on the court, being able to fill a lot of roles, and being able to complement whoever else we have out there. And I've been on the court a lot of times with a lot of different players over the course of my career, and my specific role has evolved multiple times, and it'll evolve again. But at the end of the day, it's all about just contributing to winning.
Cam, the current Denver Nuggets roster have many great three-point shooters. Last season, Aaron Gordon has 43 shooting percent. Jamal has been consistent, and some other good guys. So far in practice, who do you think is the best shooter in the team?
I'm going to take myself out of the equation. Obviously, Jamal is a talented scorer, shooter from all over the court. One guy to really keep an eye on, though, is one of our young guys, one of our rookies, Curtis Jones. He can really shoot the ball.
Cam, here in the back. We heard Jamal talk about playing random basketball towards the end of last season, and that even working for them a little bit. I've heard you talk about the game in a very scientific, really structured approach. How do you feel like your game is going to mesh with sometimes the attack mode or even the randomness that these guys have played with over the years?
Well, I think at the base of it, it's high IQ guys that know how to play basketball. And so when you start from there, just being able to read off what they're doing and fit in from that perspective, and just figuring out what makes us score, what makes us defend, how do we play in transition, how do we play out of certain sets, and then from there just kind of assimilating into that and kind of adding to it what I can. And but like I said, man, I think it's about the IQ that we have in the building that I'll be able to play off of easily.
Cam, obviously Nikola and Jamal are one of the best two-man duos in the league, and you saw it yourself when you were in Phoenix quite a bit. How do you plan to use some of the playmaking skills we saw in Brooklyn and kind of link and bridge those two guys together and make a more comprehensive offensive attack for the team?
The biggest thing about last season in Brooklyn is I was put in kind of a position to read a lot of the game in different ways than I had in the past. And so I would go through games and, you can do practice reps, you can work on it, which I had my entire career, but actually getting in the game, getting pick and roll reps all game, getting handoff reps all game, and learning what's working and what's not and how teams are guarding it and how to combat that. That was really beneficial for me. So just taking that knowledge and being able to use it when it's necessary, when it's needed. Then obviously you guys know a lot of my career, I have been relocating around the arc and cutting towards the basket to just play off of other players. So just combining those elements, not necessarily forcing anything, letting the game come to myself, and then again, just playing off the guys that we have.
Cam, way in the back. There's been a lot of talk already about just the vibes of the team, vibes in the locker room, all that stuff. How have you noticed the vibes? What has been your read on the atmosphere and the camaraderie and the vibes of this team?
Just guys that really overall get along pretty well. Doesn't really matter who's in the locker room at any given moment, who's on the court at any given moment. It's lively. People are talking, conversating, having fun. And that's awesome to have, I know a lot of these guys have been here for a while, and some other guys are new, and we got Bruce back there who's kind of making his comeback. But everybody seems to get along, and everybody seems cool. Everybody in the building's been great, and so the vibe around this gym has been really good the last month or so.
Cam, when you're talking about wanting to play 75, 77 games, I think you said you might have done some stuff differently this offseason. I was just curious if you could expand on what kind of things you were doing to put yourself in the best position possible.
Well, let me clarify there is that obviously 82 is always the goal. I was just trying to give myself that little wiggle room so that one game, they're like, you already missed it. Last season, I think I missed a good couple week span with an ankle injury, right? An ankle injury that occurred with 1 second left in the game against Milwaukee, going after a loose ball to finish the game. I ran into a teammate, stepped on his foot, and there went that month, So some of the things you can't always control, but from the things I can control perspective is just making sure that everything's solid. Everything, strength is in the right spot, aerobic conditioning's in the right spot, and everything that filters down. And then with the rest, just pray for health and keep on working.
Cam, you've been at this level for a while now. You've played on some good teams and some not so good teams. During your time in the league, what have you learned about the essential components of what leads to success and winning as a team?
There's a lot of things. One thing that I've seen is that when a system is adopted throughout the team and a culture is adopted throughout the team, from top to bottom, 1 to 15, everybody knows their role, everybody knows what they're supposed to do, everybody knows how to execute offensively, defensively. That is kind of the base of it. I think that really good teams that I've been on, you just step into a game with a sort of confidence in the talent that you have on the team, but also confidence in the game plan and how you're going to execute it, and how quickly you can get into sets, how you can respond to adversity, how you can defend. What is the specific game plan for defense, and do you have a knowledge of the personnel you're playing against? Those are the things that have really kind of been the basis of good teams, and then talent kind of takes you the rest of the way.
Hey Cam, welcome to Denver over here. Cam, you talk about what can you contribute to this team to be better, but what can you think you can get from this team or any specific player to improve your game and be better as a team in this new era?
What can I do to contribute to that?
No, what can you take from your team, from the Denver Nuggets to improve your game, to build this new team?
There's stuff you can take from everybody. There's stuff I can take from every teammate that I've had in the NBA. There's stuff that I can take from coaching staffs that I've had, players, teammates that I've had. I think a lot of it for me this year is going to come down to just finding a rhythm with the guys that we have on the team. You know, I'm not anticipating a situation where I have the ball in my hands 90% of the time. It's going to be something where I have to learn to read and react. I have to learn how to take advantage of opportunities and make the most of it. We got a lot of guys that you can learn a lot from various aspects of the game on this team, and that's what I love to do. That's one of the biggest parts of it for me, is just trying to get better mentally at the game as much as physically.
Hey, Cam, in the back, even though you're from Pittsburgh, you told us you're a huge Bengals fan. So how bummed are you that you have to miss the game tonight? And do you think your team without Joe Burrow has any chance against the Broncos? How do you see it playing out?
It's a great question. Yeah, I was definitely bummed. I was hoping to, you know, of course, the day we're leaving is the primetime game in Denver. That sting went away a little bit when Burrow went down. You know, last week was tough for us Bengals fans at Minnesota. So, you know, I'll be watching from a distance, hoping that we can maintain. I got faith in us, but ultimately I'm not the one that's going out there throwing passes and making tackles. I'm not scoring any touchdowns, so, you know, I wish him the best. But, you know, it's Denver territory here too, so I'm not going to say too much. All good? Thank you, guys.